Well, it's just another ordinary Thursday, and Karoline Leavitt, well, she's back with just another disaster press conference that just took place, continuing to literally lie on behalf of Trump and spread insane lies ranging from the reason behind Trump's bandages on his hand to sharing false economic data. Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show. On our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Thanks to you, we're literally 800 subscribers away. So do me a favor. Let's get there. We can get there by the end of the day. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because this stuff is not only important, we got to stop the stupidity on the other side. Now, today, Karoline seemed to have, well, let's just say a bit of Trump's short temper rage. A reporter asked her about the bandages on Trump's hands. Her response? Well, let's just say it was a bit outlandish. Play the clip.
Yes, in the blue.
Karoline?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. The President's been spotted out and about a number of times with bandages on his hands. Could you please explain what that is about? Secondly, he noted on Truth Social the other day that he had aced 3 cognitive tests. Could you please clarify when those tests took place?
I can do that at a later date. I obviously don't have that in front of me. The President has spoken about that quite extensively throughout the years. As for the bandages on the hand, we've also given you an explanation for that in the past. The President is literally constantly shaking hands. The Oval Office is like Grand Central Terminal. He is meeting with more people than any of you even know about on a daily basis. He's also on a daily aspirin regimen, which is something his physical examinations has said in the past as well, which can contribute to that bruising that you see.
Yeah, but it's not bruising that they're talking about. It's the bandages. And let me be crystal clear. I happen to be one who is also on an aspirin regimen, and I do not suffer that type of bruising, nor do I have bandages on my hands. There's something much more significant going on that they just clearly don't want to talk about. Now, Caitlin Collins approached Karoline quite strongly about the economy. She tried to ask Karoline about the rising grocery costs, but instead, Karoline claimed that inflation was down. Not the question, but at least it's an answer. Play the clip.
It was a year ago, as you know, and grocery prices have been up. So we've covered the economy, but there's mixed signals in terms of what that looks like. But on
inflation is down from where it was. As measured by the overall CPI, it has slowed to an average 2.5% pace. This is down from what the President inherited. The President inherited 2.9% in January. Today it's at about 2.5%. So we're trending in the right direction with more to come. And I would remind you, when President Trump left office in his first term, inflation was 1.7%. And the previous administration jacked it up to a record high 9%. So again, in 10 months, the President has clawed us out of this hole. He's kept it low at 2.5%, and we believe that number is going to continue to decline, especially as energy and oil prices continue to decline as well.
It wasn't high under Biden. They're just saying it's not.
Well, nobody reported on it being high under Biden. My predecessor was standing at this podium, but now you want to ask me a lot of questions about it, which I'm happy to answer, but I will just add, there's a lot more scrutiny on this issue from this press corps than there was. Well, and the previous administration said that too. My predecessor stood up at this podium and she said inflation doesn't exist. She said the border was secure, and people like you just took her at her word, and those were 2 utter lies. Everything I'm telling you is the truth, backed by real factual data, and you just don't want to report on it because you want to push untrue narratives about the president.
Yeah, again, I mean, thou doth protest too much, may be the right adage for Karoline Machine Gun Lips Leavitt, who actually is capable of spitting out more lies faster than an AR-15. Now, mind you, another reporter fact-checked Karoline. Ooh, this didn't go well. Play the clip.
Just first, very quickly, clarifying Caitlin's question. You acknowledged that CPI in January when you took office was 3%, and in September, the last month for which we have data, it was also 3%, so inflation...
No, it's 2.5%.
Not in September, it was 3%.
It's 2.5%, the average CPI right now. I have it in front of me. In President Trump's first 8 months in office.
Yeah, again, it doesn't make a difference what she has in front. The CPI is something that people actually are able to trend and follow. Didn't care for it. But Karoline, well, let's go on and agree that she wasn't too happy. Proceeded to attack CNN and Caitlin Collins specifically. Play the clip.
Is on the Netflix Warner Brothers deal. The president did address this also yesterday. He said that he believes that the sale of CNN should be attached to that deal with Netflix or with Paramount if anything happens down the road. Can you just explain what the president's planning to do going forward to continue to make that case similar to what he made yesterday?
Well, I think the president's comments yesterday about the sale of CNN and new leadership is evidenced by my exchange with the CNN reporter in this room. Their viewership has gone down, their ratings has declined, and I think the president rightfully believes that network would benefit from new ownership. With respect to this deal, he has great respect for both companies who are bidding against one another, and I won't weigh in any further than that.
What's amazing there is the fact that you're talking about the president of the United States getting himself involved in a private transaction of two publicly traded companies. One, by the way, his son-in-law happens to be one of the bidders alongside a conglomerate of Middle Eastern-backed money. Which side do you think the guy really wants? Well, Collins, she continued asking why Trump is actually out there telling parents, well, for the holidays, just give your kids fewer gifts. Play the clip.
If the economy is as strong as the president has said it is, then why is he telling parents 2 weeks before Christmas that they should only buy 2 or 3 dolls for their children?
Look, what the president is saying is that if we want products made right here in America, if we want them to be made from American small businesses, which is a large part of the reason the president has effectively implemented tariffs, then we're going to have better quality products right here in the United States. Maybe you'll pay $1 or $2 more, but you will get better quality and you'll be supporting your fellow Americans by buying American. And that's what the president was saying. Again,
no, that's actually not what he's saying. He's saying that affordability would be easier if you bought your kids less, meaning that the United States imports in so much cheap good from China and elsewhere that we can't afford. It's not $1 or $2. It's more like 100% more. It's not even a comparison. A Barbie doll that you pay $18 for would cost $50 if manufactured in America. That's just plain and simple. Now, in response, another reporter asked Karoline about Trump's wealth. Play the clip.
The president's a billionaire. He's probably the wealthiest person to ever serve as president. Is it a good look for him to be telling parents, oh, you should only buy, $2 or $3 for your kids when he's one of the wealthiest people in the country running the government?
do you think the people in that room in Pennsylvania who the president was speaking to don't know the president's a billionaire? I think that's a very well-established fact. And actually, I think it's one of the many reasons they reelected him back to this office, because he's a businessman who understands the economy and knows how to fix it. And he's doing it right now just like he did in his first term.
Again, you can't get an answer from her. There's no response that justifies the statement because it was said stupidly in response to affordability. And no matter how many times, by the way, if the point is that you're a billionaire, therefore you should run the country, that's why people voted you in and so on, there are quite a few on the Forbes list that are higher ranked than even Trump. So I guess maybe we're going to only see now presidents who have billionaire status. Nobody asked her that follow-up question. Why not? Well, Peter Doocy, good guy, took the offense for questions regarding Venezuela. Doocy asked if the DOD's presence was about drugs or about oil. Play the clip.
Peter.
Thank you, Caroline. Based on the way that things stand right now, is Operation Southern Spear about drugs or is it about oil?
What I will tell you, Peter, is that the Trump administration is focused on doing many things in the Western Hemisphere. The president has taken a new approach that has not been taken by any administration for quite some time to actually focus on what's going on in our own backyard. And there are two things that are very important to this administration. Number one, stopping the flow of illegal drugs into the United States of America, which we know has killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. The president promised on the campaign trail that he would demolish the foreign terrorist organizations and drug cartels around the world, especially right here in our own hemisphere, and you have seen that he is delivering on that promise. With respect to the oil and what happened yesterday, the Department of Justice requested and was approved for a warrant to seize a vessel because it's a sanctioned shadow vessel known for carrying black market sanctioned oil to the IRGC, which you know is a sanctioned entity. So the president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy, and that's what you saw and the world saw take place yesterday.
No, what we saw was piracy in international water. There's actually still no data to demonstrate that what she just said is actually true. Now, Ducey wasn't stopping there. He continued by asking how the seizure of oil helps American affordability. Play the clip.
Because he said the president is trying to do a lot of things at once. He talks a lot about how he thinks the way to bring down prices for everything would be to bring down the cost of energy. Would he use this seized Venezuelan oil to try to help Americans with affordability here in the United States?
Well, what I can tell you right now, the vessel has been seized, as you know, and the Department of Justice did that in conjunction with the Coast Guard and the Department of War. The vessel is currently undergoing a forfeiture process right now. The United States
going for forfeiture. Imagine. I mean, this is piracy. There's no other way to describe it. But another reporter then goes on and asks Karoline about today's order that requires the release of Abrego Garcia. Play that clip.
Joey.
Yeah, thanks, Caroline. A federal judge today ordered the immediate release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from ICE detention. Does White House have a response to that, and does the administration plan to appeal that decision?
Absolutely. The White House, the administration opposed this activism from a judge who is really acting as a judicial activist, which we've unfortunately seen in many cases across the country. Abrego Garcia is present in our country illegally. He is a proven human trafficker. He is a proven gang member. The administration has evidence of that. And as you saw from the Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement saying they'll continue to fight this legal battle in court. Caitlin.
You know, the interesting thing is how many people have asked to see the proof that she keeps referring to. You see, as they always say, you know that it's been proven. Well, no. If you show me the documentation and I can verify it, then maybe I'll agree. But in the meantime, none of that is proven. In fact, he and his family all state it's an absolute lie. Now, healthcare. It's another major topic right now for the GOP. And Karoline, well, she had the perfect spin. Play the clip.
They created the problem. The president and Republicans are currently coming up with creative solutions and ideas to lower healthcare costs for the American people, and you'll continue to hear more from them on that.
that before these subsidies expire?
I just said you're going to continue to hear more from the president and Republicans on this issue, I'm sure. Sure.
Why is anybody showing up to these things? You know, you ask a question about, I don't know, X, and then you get an answer on A. I mean, it's like, what's the point to ask a question when you know that the person who's standing up there representing the president of the United States literally is going to lie to you or avoid answering the question altogether? Just a complete waste of time. And finally, Karoline is asked why Trump is willing to allow China to have access to American computer chips. Play the clip.
Philip.
Thank you, Caroline. On these advanced NVIDIA H200 chips, why is the president willing to allow China to have access to one of America's chief technological advantages?
Look, I will tell you just a couple of things. The president put out his own statement on this, which I do think highlights his exact thinking. What you see from the president on Truth Social is most of the time what you hear from the president behind closed doors privately. He told President Xi that NVIDIA will only be shipping H200 products to approved customers in China under conditions that will allow for continued strong national security. The administration continues to maintain a strict export control regime, and we are ensuring that the Blackwell chip and other advanced technologies stay right here in America. And these
Let me tell you something. The second that the first chip arrives in China, they're reverse engineering the IP onto it. They will know exactly how to manufacture, exactly the blueprint onto it. That's what China does. They steal intellectual property. All they need is one. And you think it makes a difference who that they're going to sell it to? It truly does not. And that's why I constantly say we need to grow this community. We need to put an end to this stupidity. We need to stop listening to people like Karoline Leavitt that spews nothing but lies day in and day out, effectively, but nevertheless, they're still lies. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.